Hey Truth Seekers, it's Nathanael here, and I wanted to take some time to go over the Bible Verse Challenge. So the Bible Verse Challenge is a monthly challenge where the creators of Animo let us know on the first of the month which Animo they are going to be doing the Bible Verse Challenge for. This month is the month of May of 2022, and we have Vineon Level 2. All right, here's Vineon Level 2. Okay, and the reason why we do the Bible Verse Challenge, the heart of Animo is to encourage children to memorize Bible verses. Kids nowadays who are really into card games like Pokemon, they're able to memorize so many facts about Pokemon. So many different attributes, types, type advantages, type disadvantages. Like, I know I memorize those. Like, I know all 151 Pokemon from the original series. Plus, I know a ton that have come out since. So, why can't we just memorize Bible verses? So, this right here is Vineon. And I'm going to show you what the kids get as a reward. Last month, the Bible Verse Challenge was Mercifier. All right? This was the April Bible Verse Challenge. Very easy verse. And if you memorize this Bible verse and was able to quote it, which is therefore be merciful as your Father is also merciful, or even as your Father is also merciful. It's Luke 6:36. You memorized this Bible verse last month and you sent them an email with the video attached to it. There's certain Christian bookstores that are also able to do this. You would get a holographic Mercifier. They remove the borders on this card. They expand the art. Let's do a side-by-side comparison. It looks phenomenal. Okay? Looks way better. This looks way better than this one. All right? And so your kids would get a holographic card in the mail. And that's at bvc@animocards.com. Okay, that's the email address that you would send this to. You put your name, your child's name, and the email and the mailing address, and then you would get one of these cards. And I've been doing this with my youth group for a while, and some of them are really picking up these Bible verse challenges. I have at least one kid that's very faithful and makes certain that he gets it done every week. So this is Vineon. Now, if you want to help your kids memorize Bible verses, there are several different methods that you can do this. You can have them write it out several times, and this helps them memorize it because they are repeating, because the idea of memory is repetition. You want your child to keep repeating it. And so having them write it out, if they are more mindset towards writing or reading, because then they're going to memorize it as they write it. But the only downside that I have for this is, like, growing up, rewriting the same sentence over and over and over again was actually a punishment for me. So that wouldn't work for me because that doesn't give me a reward. You want to think of ways for repetition to be there that doesn't feel like a punishment to the child. And so the way that I do this is I break it down into different parts. Kind of like encapsulating a thought or a sentence or half a sentence. And so for Vineon, the Bible verse is John 15:5, which says, I am the vine, you are the branches. He who remains in me and I in him bears much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. So last night, as I was practicing this, I focused on I am the vine, and I would repeat that 3 times. I am the vine, I am the vine, I am the vine. And then the next part would be you are the branches, and I would repeat this, you are the branches, you are the branches, you are the branches. And then I'd go and say both those parts together. I am the vine, you are the branches. I am the vine, you are the branches. I am the vine, you are the branches. And it just is kind of like this repeat after me game. And it says, he who remains in me, and then I would stop, he who remains in me. he who remains in me. He who remains in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. He who remains in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. He who remains in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. He who remains in me. So I would do that, and then I'd be like, and I in him bears much fruit. And I in him bear much fruit. And I in him bears much fruit. I am the vine, you are the branches. He who remains in me, and I in him, bears much fruit. And I would repeat that several times, and then I would add the last part. For apart from me, you can do nothing. For apart from me, you can do nothing. For apart from me, you can do nothing. And then, I am the vine, you are the branches. He who remains in me, and I in him, bears much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. John 15:5. And I at John 15:5. John 15:5. And I would repeat that 3 times. And then I would put it together and continuously quote it until I know that I had it memorized. So I would recommend that you try that with your kids. Now, also something else that I would do is, depending on the verse, I would add like hand signs when I'm working with my nieces and nephews. So I'd have to remember I point to me, but it's actually him. So I am the vine. And I like to do a little squiggly thing for a vine. Okay? I am the vine. And then you are the branches, which is him, which is us. You are the branches. So make like a little branch with my arm. And he who remains in me, and I in him. And I would make some type of gesture. Bears much fruit. And so like get a little apple. Get a little apple going. For apart from me, you can do nothing. And I would add like these hand signs and get the kids to repeat the hand signs, because the hand signs help the kids memorize the Bible verse. Some kids, they're able to read it over and over again and then they got it. Some kids have photographic memory, which I hear is rare. You're just able to look at it and then they're able to read off the picture in their head. Some kids need some type of physical action to go with it. This is one of the reasons why it's not just only performance when we're doing like Bible verse songs and trying to memorize those within a week for the performance at the end of the week. We also had hand signs, because those hand signs help kids memorize the Bible verses. So I'm hoping that these kind of tips will help you. And the idea is repetition. Get them kids to repeat it multiple times. For a Bible verse that's like 4 lines long, it's going to seem like, oh, this is too long. My kid is not going to memorize this. Well, when I was 10, I was like able to memorize all 151 Pokemon. So don't think that your child can't memorize something. Now, there are kids that need it in the form of a song. And so, take the theme song of Gilligan's Island. It almost works for everything. As a matter of fact, you can use that to sing Amazing Grace if you want. And just pick a melody and try to fit these words from the verse into that melody, and it will help kids memorize it if they sing it as a song. I did this with my nieces and nephews as well. I have one kid in my youth group. He can't memorize something unless there's music to it. Now, I'm not a musician, so I can't help him in that area. But someone like, there's like my wife. My wife is very musically based. She plays guitar. She's going to be able to put things to melodies, even if it's just like a repeated melody from another song. But these things are going to help kids memorize these Bible verses. So I encourage you to take up the monthly Bible verse challenge, because you can reward your kids with shiny pieces of cardboard. And the foil cards look really good. My wife and I started doing this, and it's also a blessing for parents to be able to do this with their kids. You don't want your kids to be like, hey, just memorize this Bible verse, and just kind of scold them for not doing it. You memorize the Bible verse too. Take the time to work on the Bible verse, and you take the Bible verse challenge with your kids. because kids learn more by example than they do the other methods. If you're able to do it, then they know that they can do it too, because it gives them confidence. Okay? And sometimes you might have the same challenges that your kids have or other kids have, like dyslexia. Dyslexia is a real big problem in my family. My nieces and nephews, a couple of them are really struggling to learn how to read. And playing Animo with them is really a challenge because I encourage them to read their cards. But their dyslexia prevents them, and it's more of a chore to actually sound out the words. And then they end up having trouble comprehending it. And so my sister, after we did this Bible verse challenge, she told the kids, show mercy like your daddy in heaven shows mercy. And the kids were like, oh yeah, I got that. So they were ever able to memorize that. And then they worked on actually memorizing the words from the Bible verse. So just take that in mind. In this Bible verse, Jesus is our vine. We are the branches. So the vine is the one that receives all the nutrients and then provides that nutrients to the vines, which is the Holy Spirit. That nutrients is the Holy Spirit that empowers us to grow, and then we're able to produce much fruit, which is the fruit of the Spirit. And you're able to connect other Bible lessons to this, and it's extremely helpful. So, in the meantime, focus on learning these Bible verses. All right, encourage your kids to learn these Bible verses. The kids can be rewarded by the creators of the games themselves. All right, and remember, it's at bvc@animocards.com. That's the email address that you send the video of your kids doing this. I know we've had problems with some Apple iPhones attaching the video and such. You can also post it to your Facebook page and tag Animo. Make a hashtag. I do hashtag Animo cards, hashtag Animo, hashtag BVCs, hashtag Bible verse challenge, hashtag Christian card games. And then I will take that link and I put that link in the email as well. So there you guys have it. I encourage you guys to do the Bible verse challenge every single month. In the meantime, truth seekers, keep learning virtues and defeating sins.